Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to the GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. I'm Mariano.
I'm Pauline. And I'm Rosario.
And we are pretty happy to be here and talk about a couple things with you guys. The first of which being CrossFit versus lifting.
That's a good one.
CrossFit.
Or lifting versus CrossFit, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know that a lot of people... One big thing on social media is people make fun of CrossFit. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, a lot of people definitely have like really naysayers about CrossFitting, and I actually wanted to do CrossFitting.
Well, CrossFit, here's the thing about CrossFit.
Crossfitting. I love that word.
I love just notice I said that.
Crossfitting.
The thing about CrossFit that makes people make fun of it is not the workout itself, because everybody agrees CrossFit is really good as a workout.
Okay.
But they just don't like how CrossFit...
The craze.
Yeah. And people like stuff it down other people's throats. Like CrossFitters, they have funny little things. Like they don't call it a gym, it's a box. And you don't go there and kind of do your own thing. Everybody does the same workout. They call it the workout of the day, the WOD. Everybody, like if you finish first, you have to wait for the people that finish last. You're not going to you're not just a person working out, you're an athlete. Like there's all these little things about CrossFit that a lot of people are like, I don't know, it's kind of dorky to me.
Like a club.
Exactly. Oh, and it is like a club.
Like a sorority thing.
Yeah, when I was in LA, I'll put it in perspective. My gym membership, it was a regular gym, not a CrossFit gym, was about $35 a month, which that's expensive. Here, where I'm living now, it's more like $25. The CrossFit gym over there that was right by my work was about $150 a month.
Oh, wow.
And to sign up, I had to pay $150 before the month just to take like an assessment test so that they figured out where I was.
Oh.
Then I can pay $150 a month and sign up. But what was included in it was, other than the gym, was a bunch of stuff that I didn't care about. Like, you can do the barbecues with us and whatever else and go out with us and whatever. I'm like, I don't care about you people. Like, I just want to work out.
It's literally like a working out frat.
Yeah, really. It really is.
It's literally a frat.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't care about any of that. Can I just pay half that and only work out? Right. I don't want to be your friend. Like, I want to go to the gym,
Right.
I mean, no offense to people, but that's just not why I'm here.
I mean, but then maybe that's why it's so popular, because people do feel like they're a part of a club.
Oh, no, it is.
So
it's like a community, like support each other.
I don't know, though. My thing is that, I agree, but lifting could be the same way. Like, have you guys ever seen... CrossFit, they take it to that extreme. Have you ever seen lifting at the extreme? Have you ever seen like bodybuilders? They have a huge following and people love to be around them. And it's kind of the same thing, but they don't stuff it down your throat. Like I've learned too that a lot of CrossFitters, they have this weird habit of almost preaching to people about how CrossFit is like the superior workout, and they stick to like the paleo diet. Do you guys know what the paleo diet is? And they it's almost this sense of like condescending in their tone. If you ever talk to CrossFitters. And it's not everyone, to be fair, but also, to be fair, like, I want to say right around 90, just about everyone that does CrossFit that I've met that we argue CrossFit, they have kind of that, like, oh, I'm obviously the better, like, athlete than you. Like, I'm obviously smarter than you when it comes to working out. Even if I show better results than this person, they're like, yeah, but you're...
Well, all the people that I know that do CrossFit are not, like, hella buff.
True.
So it makes me not want to do it.
Well,
I'm like...
Well, not just that, because...
I want to be cut and buff.
Exactly. But a lot of them that I met are cut and buff. But also, a lot of guys that I've met that have done other things are cut and buff, too.
No, so that's what I used to think to myself. I'm like, okay, you look literally just like the way I look, and you paying $150.
Exactly.
And we both just in here chubby, so... you know what I mean? But then, that's just the people that I've met. So maybe they're just not as dedicated. Like, I get that, too. Like, you have... Whatever it is that you're doing... You have to be...
To push your body, exactly.
And so maybe that's why you feel like the people that you do speak to that are so gung-ho about it are because they are so gung-ho about it.
Yeah, but gung-ho is fine, but don't be rude about it,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say is they'll find out, like, oh, you don't CrossFit, and then they kind of give you the, like, oh.
But I kind of like the idea of having, like, a workout of the day. I kind of like having... like, if you're going to sign up for... It's kind of like almost like a group fitness class thing, was what I'm thinking. And so, like, you kind of have, like, your set thing that you're supposed to do.
And it's got its perks, but let me tell you why, in at least in my life, it didn't work out. Because when you have set workouts of the day, that means there's a start time and an end time.
Yes.
And what happens when you get off work right in the middle of that workout? You're going to wait for the next one? You know, and like
so you're locked in.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying. There's no flexibility.
Yeah, like I'll put it this way, because there's so many other people already in the workout, they're not going to change it for you. Yeah. So like when I go to the website, it was called Golden State CrossFit, that gym. I'd go to the website, they have like this big calendar, and it's like, all right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and like on Monday, it's like, okay, 12 to 1:30, 2 o'clock, whatever, we're doing this WOD, and then this WOD, and then this WOD at 3, and so I'm like, what if I want to go there at 2? You know, like. At the gym, I can go whenever I want. And the gym I went to was 24 hours. I could really go whenever I wanted.
Right.
And
so, like, that flexibility.
Exactly. And also the flexibility of, like, I have daily workouts. Like, I have my weekly workout plan that I stick to. But I don't need somebody else to tell me what to do.
Okay, see, you know? I'm on the opposite side. I mean, I've never done CrossFit. I barely go to the gym right now because of my surgery. But I'm the kind of person that I could not think of a workout on my own. You know, like...
Well, I didn't think of it on my own.
So sometimes, like... when I go to the gym, I do like a lot of the same stuff. And so in my particular case, or like if somebody who's not as creative or not as knowledgeable to think of different variations of working out, of like intervals and things like that, then, you know, I'm not necessarily saying CrossFit is the only thing you can do, but like, finding like a program or like a gym that can teach you, or
that
like,
or
a
helps.
personal trainer, I guess, too.
That definitely helps. And I've done a lot of that, but the thing is you can do that with lifting too.
Yeah, but then I think just for me, it's maybe because I'm so nervous. Like, I'm the type of person that would be nervous, so I just would feel a little bit more comfortable, and I wouldn't feel discouraged if I had something planned out for me, because then I know what to do next. At least, maybe, I guess, as like a newcomer to it. And
I totally agree. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, like, I'm not arguing you. I'm just giving the other half for people who may be listening, because like, if people need that extra support, that's totally fine. I mean, however you do it, if you're doing it, good for you, because there's so many people that aren't, even though they have the support.
Right.
So I'm not against it, but I'm just letting people know, you know, in case, because CrossFit gyms are expensive. So in case you want to lift like regular and don't want the workout of the day, you can still, like, my workout plans, it's not like I just figured it all out on my own. Like, I figured a lot of it out on my own, but I've looked up nutrition plans from bodybuilders, and I've looked up workout plans from people, and you still get that support. And I train now about 4 other people. So, but it doesn't need to be like a CrossFit class. We get there when we get there, then we work out, then we go home. You know, that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to wait for the last, like, if there's a class, I've seen CrossFit classes of like 25 people. I don't want to wait for the last person. Not because I'm mean, but because I have stuff to do. Right when I'm done at the gym, I leave, I go home, and I have my dogs, and then my clients, and then work, and then, you know.
Right.
So that, like, it's like it's too much team for me. But again, even that's not the problem, you know? That's not the problem, but the problem is, don't assume everyone else is wrong. That's what I don't like. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of beef going on. Especially, I don't know if it's the people who lift that say that CrossFitters don't have the right form because they're just doing everything crazy.
No,
so they're
Olympic
kind of
lifters.
hurting themselves.
Olympic lifters say that they have bad form. CrossFitters,
yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of what made me not want to lift do CrossFitting, because I'm not sure if I'm going to hurt myself. I'm doing it right because I just go all willy-nilly.
They're trying to do it for reps.
Yeah.
And in time, right?
Yes.
Is that the concept?
Exactly. But the thing is, too, don't be too down on CrossFit for that, because you're supposed to do it with correct form. If somebody does it wrong, that's on them, not the whole CrossFit like community. Because I've seen some regular lifters who do simple workouts that they don't do right.
Right.
You know? Like pull-ups, they do stupid, or like they'll do curls, but they like swing their body and help themselves.
Oh yeah,
and you're not supposed to do that. So technically, they're wrong too. So if you're doing CrossFit, like if you notice, we used to have the CrossFit Games, their form is on point.
Yeah.
All the time.
CrossFit Games are cool.
Right? And they make it to the CrossFit Game level. So they're as long as you do any type of lifting right, then you should be fine.
Right.
Gotcha.
And you just got to be careful no matter what it is that you are doing, whether you're being supervised, whether you're not, whether you're doing it as a class, or just as like a small group of friends, whatever.
I guess whatever works for you.
Yeah, but I actually like your argument though of some people need that extra kind of motivation.
Yeah, at least a start.
It's a good point.
Or like, but then you just said too that you go to the gym with kind of like your own plan too. So I think if you like prepare for it beforehand, then maybe that's something that I should try, is like having something that I've already decided on myself. I mean, with myself to do, So then, because sometimes like I'll just get like nervous, or I just think like I don't know what to do next.
I've had that too.
And people get shy because you're at the gym, and
exactly, and you're thinking other people are watching you. You don't know what you're doing.
So, but I guess having like whether it's a plan that the class has decided to come up with, or like an instructor, or if it's just something that you research on your own and you've decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do next. Then I guess either way, as long as you're, it helps you to stay on track so that you don't get discouraged and you don't leave too early. Like you get a good workout.
Right. See, that's fair. I like that argument, and I normally, again, now that you say that, I only have now one argument against CrossFit, and it's too culty. I don't want to deal with all that.
I'm saying it's like a frat.
It is like a frat.
But people like that. That's why there's frats. No, people like that.
And it's fair. People can like it, but my opinion is I'll stay out.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, guys. We need to take a quick commercial break, and then we will come right back with yet another topic.
All right.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
And welcome back to the Health and Wellness Podcast. So before we left, we were talking about CrossFit and just general things like about lifting, but on this segment of the show, we're going to talk about building healthy relationships. And healthy relationships, it's something that everybody kind of has their own idea about what is a healthy relationship, and just because somebody's doing it differently than you doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong. Right, they're wrong.
Exactly.
It's kind of, and it also has to do with like the individual and it doesn't even have to just be like their partner. It could just be like their friend, their mother. Like relationships have to do with just how you are with
interact
people.
With other things. Exactly. Yeah, even your dogs. Like technically, I have a relationship with my dogs, but that is that I'm their owner and they're my pets. In fact, I'm gonna push your like half of the argument even further and say not only are you correct in saying that some people make the mistake of thinking like if you're right, I must be wrong.
Right.
I'm gonna go even further and say that I think it's incorrect to think that way. I think it's important that you understand that we're all different. So of course I'm going to be different than you.
Right.
Because the dynamics are different. Like I've met people in relationships, where they're okay with things that I would never be okay with.
Yes.
Or I'm okay with something that they're not okay with. And it's, and they're like, really? How can you deal with that? I'm like, I don't know. That's just okay for me or not.
I think, it depends on the person.
Exactly.
I think it depends on like, your history with that person, like your longevity with that person and how important that person is to you. Like, I think that when somebody thinks that another person is very important in their life and they want to keep them in their life, then they will
hold them closer. Yeah,
they will try different things. They're willing to get past like rough patches or little tips, whatever, to grow. Whereas if it's just somebody who, like for instance, like a coworker, where you don't really need to have that deep of a relationship with them, then when they do things that irritate you, you're not going to go out of your way
you're just like, whatever.
to make it right. You're just going to make it right. As long as you make sure that your half of the project's done, when I need it done, fine. So I think it does have to do with like your value that you place on the relationship.
That's true. And I have a question for you guys. I want you guys to answer this for me, and then I'll answer, okay?
Yeah.
This isn't the question, but this is kind of like a setup. You guys have dated casually, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or at least not in a bit, like you've been in a relationship that wasn't like, it's not like, oh my God, I love this person,
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you tend to be more like lenient with that? Like, I'll put it this way. Like, if I was dating some girl that I'm just kind of whatever about,
right,
and I see her like flirting with someone on social media, I'm kind of like, And if it's a girl I really care about, and some guy gives her like the tiniest hint of a flirt, then I'm immediately like, who's that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I dated this one guy where like I was just like, okay, I'm
just like a time.
Like, we just like went out to eat and stuff like that, and like we hung out whatever. But I just knew like I wasn't going to introduce him to my family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like,
so you don't care so much.
Yeah, we would just hang out every once in a while, and I wasn't always pressed about him like not calling me and stuff. So I was like, okay, we're just casually dating. Like I really don't care what you do.
Right. I don't need you to be. Yeah. Exactly. I don't I don't crave your attention as much.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I didn't have that much value on our. It was more like a friendship. Like I knew he liked me, but I was like,
No, I don't know. For me, it's almost like a confidence boost because I don't bother. Like,
oh my goodness.
Well, you know what? Again, it's just honest for me. Like it's not that I don't value like women and stuff. It's just that.
No, I value you as a person,
but
our relationship, I'm like, it's not that serious.
Exactly. Well, and not even, like, I don't want you guys to get the idea of, like, I'm like that with everyone. It's just, there are some people that you really value.
Right.
And there are some people that you even bend over backwards for when you probably shouldn't.
Exactly.
But then there are some people that you're just like, I mean, it's nice to hang out with you, but...
Right. And, with that guy, I was just like... If I didn't like talk to him for a couple of weeks, I'd be like, okay, then I guess he's never going to call me back. Like, I wasn't like my feelings weren't really hurt.
Right.
Well, because you're casually dating. But do you ever like go into a relationship knowing that it's not going to work and be
a real relationship?
But like, well, he wasn't really my boyfriend. See, and then I think that's the other thing
so that's different.
With relationships is that people can sometimes think one thing. Like I was just like, oh, we're going on dates.
Yeah.
Yes,
like we're
just
dating
different.
as far as like we're going on dates. Like whenever you're free and I'm free, cool. But then we weren't really building a relationship because I was just like, there was little things
you're like
about
stuck
him
in phase
that I was like
one.
not really. I didn't like about his personality. So I was like, okay, I don't like this about you.
So you don't invest that much.
Exactly, because I was like, this is not going to last long term because we're just going to hit heads,
right?
You know, when it comes to that. And so I didn't really think. I guess in a way it was a relationship, but it wasn't like a really loving relationship.
Exactly.
We're just starting off.
And that's the reason I brought up that question, because don't you kind of adjust the dynamics accordingly?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
You know, let's say you were going out with this guy that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Now, just tell me hypothetically, if you guys were to go out and he were to, let's say like you were on his Facebook.
Right.
And you saw some chick commented on like one of his pictures.
That's not a problem.
Exactly.
Because I think as long as if we are both under the understanding that we're just dating and like this is not like an exclusive thing, this is not like we're not trying to build towards like a deep relationship.
I'm glad that you say that. But now let's say you date somebody who you really like and you think this could go somewhere, but you're not there yet and you're still just dating and you're not exclusive yet, and a girl comments on his picture.
Okay, I think
it's different, right?
It is a little bit different.
Even though you're still...
I think each level it gets...
Yeah, because I feel like you're already somewhat emotionally invested in this guy.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is you're not like exclusive.
Right. And so if you have had that communication, you've decided that we are exclusive, then I guess there are certain levels and things that you can speak up about and say, I don't care for this, or I know we're starting to get to know each other, but these are my boundaries. But if you guys are just dating and you guys both understand, like, we're dating, when I see you, then you can't really, because then you're falling into controlling and you're falling into being...
Exactly. But that's why I'm not saying to control the person, but I just wanted to bring up that difference of like, it is different. If it's some girl that I don't really care about, then you're like, okay, let this guy, Yeah. But if it's someone Exactly. But if it's someone that you're invested in, you get kind of jealous and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think naturally you would get a little jealous, but that doesn't mean you have to act on
I'm not saying to act on it. I'm saying that you feel different.
Yeah, you can just like let them know. And I'm the kind of person that if something is bothering me and we're like at a level to where I can, we're invested in one another and we're having a relationship and it's like you and I, then I would say, and I think that you should feel comfortable enough and safe enough to talk to whoever it is, whether it's a sibling, a friend, somebody that you're dating, to just be able to have that honest conversation and either decide from there, like, these are my boundaries, this is what I don't care for. And then if they care enough about you and it's something reasonable, such as don't be commenting like, hey girl, like on people's stuff, when you're saying that you're my boyfriend, then it should be okay. But then, and if they make it a big deal, because I know that there are some people that'll say, oh, I can do whatever I want and you just have to deal with it and I don't care whether you're uncomfortable or not, then that's kind of like a flag.
Well, my thing is,
you don't care that I'm uncomfortable. Exactly.
Well, that's my thing is the way that I phrase that when someone is like that is just fine. Like if you're gonna say like, I do what I do and you can feel however you want, I'm like, okay, well, if you don't care how I feel about it, then why are we even trying to release it?
Because
You know, because it's not the
factor.
Because the argument could always be made like, yeah, maybe they're right. Like somebody could argue like, hey, they're an adult.
Right.
I get it. Of course they're an adult. They can do what they want. But
and I can do what I want.
Exactly.
We don't gotta be together.
Exactly. But again, if fair is fair, if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm considering you.
Yes.
So if you're not considering me back, then that's not going to work out.
And I think that's what a relationship has to do with is just respecting them and considering them. If you don't want to, if you just want to be an individual and just consider your own self, then just date people. Don't build a relationship and having somebody invest themselves.
Yeah, you can't build a relationship out of that.
Being so selfish.
But people do try though.
That's crazy.
We just need to take one quick commercial break and then we'll continue this when we get back.
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
We're back.
Welcome back. Now, we just wanted to touch back on this topic because there were a few more things that we wanted to go over.
Right.
And another question I have for you guys, which I'll answer again in a minute, is what, if any, absolute deal breakers are there, like in the beginning of a relationship?
Liars.
Yes. Don't lie.
I hate liars.
Don't lie about stuff that you can find out.
Yeah, don't lie about stupid, petty stuff. Like, I don't understand liars. I think that's the biggest flag for me. Even if you don't want to be with me, don't cheat on me. Just tell me you don't want to be with me. Right. Go do your thing.
I agree, but I'll be honest. I lied a lot to my last girlfriend, but it was nothing like that. It was nothing like cheating. It was just this may sound stupid now, but she had like a much more impressive like dating resume than me. Okay. You know, like more like long-term partners, and to me, I'm just kind of here and there.
Right.
Which is fine, right? I'm single, like I can do what I want. Yeah. But so I would kind of like pad my resume. I'd be like, oh, well, I was with this girl for I don't know, a few extra months than maybe it was. So I would like lie in that sense to try to make up for it. And I ended up feeling stupid afterward when we broke up because I was like, why am I like justifying myself anyway?
Yeah.
So I still agree to liars. One of mine, really my only two, because a girl asked me this one time and she had like a few, and I just had two of them, and she thought that was weird. And mine is just be upfront with me.
Yeah.
And
let me decide from there. Don't.
Well, not even just that. Like my two were, if you're not upfront, like if you're not in this with me, like if I'm putting in more effort, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
And number two is, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here.
Like the door is open. Leave.
Exactly.
If you want to, but just let me know.
Exactly. Like I don't want somebody here who doesn't want to be here. That's my absolute number one. You know, like if you're not enjoying this, tell me and I'm done. Like why? I'm not going to keep you here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No,
what about you?
Don't do it for like my benefit.
What's the other half of #Paulianos?
Let's see. So a deal breaker for me, definitely lying. I agree. If we're gonna try to do this, let's do this.
Right.
But I think another deal breaker for me would just be, I don't like. Okay, this is kind of like more superficial, I guess.
Okay.
But when guys just talk about like how much money they make. And like their money and like what they do, and it's kind of interesting because I know that there are some girls that like that because like they like to date guys that have a lot of money, and so maybe that's why they're discussing it so much because they feel like girls want to know how much money they make.
Impress them.
But I've dated some guys that like I can tell by what you're wearing that you have money. You know, like you don't have to tell me. Like I can see what it is that you have. Like what else do you bring? The way you carry yourself. Because you know, like how some people will say, okay, what more does a girl bring to the table than just like whatever, you know? And so it's like, what more do you bring to the table than just money? Like, yeah, money is important, but like I can make my own money. And if you're just saying, oh, I do this is how much I spend on that, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, you know, like I get it and I see why guys do that, but I've gone on a couple of dates where guys have just talked about that. And it really irritates me because I'm just like, okay, so what else do you know, like,
I do know. Do girls have that? Is there like a girl money? Like, is there something that a girl would assume to kind of display because she would assume that guys like it?
I don't know. Besides physically, the legs, cleavage, and stuff, but I don't know if there's anything else.
Well, I guess it depends on the relationship. If it's a girl that you're seeing casually, they tend to display that they're like, I don't want to say
attractive.
Well, yes, but I don't want to say like easy. I don't mean that. Like, negative.
More physically, like it's more physical.
More open to the idea. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
Or more comfortable. You know, a girl that thinks that, in my opinion at least, or in my experience, I should say, and maybe you guys can hit me with the other half of this, is a girl that thinks you're like boyfriend material and wants to give you that idea of her will hit you more with like the I'm more difficult.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
You know,
like work for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she'll hit you with the more, you know, like I go to school, I do this, I do that. Like she'll kind of build the backstory, which is normal. Like guys do that too. But I'm just this is what I've noticed. If it's just casual, they're like, okay, look, this won't be hard for you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's what I'm looking for. Like, you know, I don't go to Nike for an iPod. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my god, no. But I don't consider it like a. I personally don't consider it like a negative. Like if I'm talking about this and girls are getting offended, I'm like, why? Like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure that same girl will meet the guy that she wants to be a girlfriend to, and she'll act totally different. Right. If this is just not what I'm looking for at the time, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I guess that does, relationships, it's...
Depends on what...
and being, like, upfront. And so... Because then I think, like, in like how you were just saying, then it gives the girl the decision, or whoever it is that you're on the date with, it gives them that opportunity to make that decision. Okay, I'm not going to really invest myself deeply because this is just going to be a surface level type relationship.
Or can I
not get caught up?
Can I ask you guys another question?
Yeah.
That will add to this. As girls, it must... Well, I guess I don't know, but I assume it's easier for girls because you guys get approached. Guys have to approach. So do you like hold out on a guy mentally and emotionally until he kind of shows that he's like kind of leading the pack, so to speak, of other guys, you know? Does that make sense?
Well, do you mean like if we hold out,
like,
if we like the guy?
Yeah, like let's say you're dating this guy, but you post a picture on Instagram and it gets like 14,000 comments. Do you?
I wish.
Do you wait? You see what I'm getting at there? Like, do you wait? Because, like, the last
so
time,
if you have a flock of men trying to court you,
because I'll tell you right now,
pick one.
Exactly. Because if I have two girls like comment on how good I look in a picture, two, I'm like, man, that's a great picture.
Right.
But I'll go on like all of my friends, my family, whatever, that are girls' pictures, and there's like 15, 16 comments of like, you know, winky face or oh, you're hot or whatever. And it's like, when you have those like options, which is fine again, how is that why girls are slower to kind of distinguish? It's like, all right, look, if I have all these options and I have to choose just one, I'm going to make sure you're worth it.
Well, for me, in my case, I feel like if you're commenting on my picture and you're like a random guy, you're commenting on every other girl's picture too. So like, I'm not going to waste my time with you. Because
but I'm not talking random guys though. I'm talking guys that you talk to.
Oh, guys that I talk to.
Yeah, but let's say there's more than one.
I'm not really dating anybody right now.
Oh, okay.
But
how
do I?
How would you pick one out of
that's what I'm trying to say.
Talking to?
If you have your options, how do you narrow
the
down?
most genuine one, not the one that's saying the same thing that the other guys are doing, like, oh, you look so hot, or winky face, thumbs up. Like, if the one that's like saying you're beautiful. You know, I don't want to hear, oh, you're hot.
But there's also too much effort. Do you agree?
Yeah.
See, it's only too much effort when it comes from a guy that you don't want. Because if it's a guy that you do want and he's trying and trying, then you like it. Cause it's like, okay,
I see that.
But there's also too much because smothering is also a thing, even if it's a guy that you want.
But if you want it, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a guy that I'm like, dude, we're just going on dates. Like, chill. Like, you're not going to get it. I'm not, like, this is nothing more than just us, like, kicking it when we're free. And he's trying and trying. I'll just tell him, okay, quit calling me.
It depends on how much you like him. Like,
see, that's interesting. I've never heard that from a girl.
If you're really, like, into this guy, you're going to want as much attention as
from him.
you can.
Because then if he stops, then it's like, okay,
that's a red flag. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, great.
That's interesting. And
but I'm not saying to like nag the
no, of course not. That's what I was getting at.
There's a difference.
Well, see, I want you, Pauline, because me and you are actually pretty good friends now. I want you to go back and listen to the one that I did without you, because I shared some embarrassing stories, and I want your take on them.
Okay, yeah.
But they're embarrassing, so be nice, okay?
And it's fun. No, that's good, because then we can talk about it.
Exactly.
Too.
And that's serious. You too.
Okay.
And the reason is, you know, I like really, I think overinvested in a girl who I shouldn't have, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and she ate it all up. So it's not like I like bothered her, you know, like, but I found out later that I shouldn't have.
Right.
And that's what I mean. But I've never heard a girl be that honest of like, well, if you like it, you like it. It's only if it's the guy you don't want, like, you know.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. You know,
I've just never had it put that way.
Right. And then and girls, like, I mean, I might be sharing a lot, but then there are guys that, you know, that are always going to tell you yes. So
exactly.
Like, when you do want to go eat, or when you want like
and you know
tickets somewhere, and it's like, hey, you should come with me to this, and
exactly.
he's like, sure, I got it. You, like, we have categories.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
you know, like there's types of guys for certain things.
I understand that. And can I say this for the future of this show? That like may offend some guys when you talk about it. Doesn't bother me because
but then because guys have the same thing. Like, you
exactly.
know, you have some girls that are quick, girls that you
exactly.
know what I mean. So
but that's what I mean when I say
thing.
let's just be honest, you know.
Exactly.
And I appreciate the honesty because I'd rather know now. Like I'd rather if you guys made me better with like girls. I'd appreciate that way more than like you just being like, oh, girls are just the greatest thing on the planet. You know, like
no.
Girls,
No.
I mean,
We're not all
we
great.
up on game too. We up on game.
Of course, no. I think girls are so much better at game these days. Anyway,
low
like
key with it.
But girls are so much better. And again, this is coming from a guy's perspective. Guys are the worst. Like girls, I've heard girls.
We had dimensions to our game. Y'all just got one.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing: is we're supposed to have dimensions to our game. Like I like to think I have a pretty three-dimensional game now. But again, this was post acting terrible that I want you to hear about.
Right.
That's when kind of the rebirth of me started.
Yeah.
But guys can be so like mortified of themselves. Like you know. It can be. It's like this. Like girls can be sitting at a bar and they look cute and they're like waiting for the approach, looking, smiling, whatever. And guys, and I'm like, hey, go talk to them. I had a friend and I was like, go talk to this girl. And he was like, no. We were at this this like job fair for him.
Right.
And I was like, all right, look, here's what's gonna happen. She was right by the exit. I was like, look, you're gonna walk me out of here. In fact, I had to leave to come here. And I was like, you're gonna walk me out of here, and on the way back, you're gonna be in and out in 30 seconds. Ask her what's her name, where she's from, say one funny thing, and just get out. That's it. And he was like, he was giving me the weirdest excuse. He's like, no, well, you know what it is? It's just since we're in a job fair, like I'm so focused on like the work thing that I don't even like. I'm just not in like the. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, just go talk to her.
That can add to the relationship too, like meeting somebody. Doing something that you also enjoy.
Exactly.
You know?
But he was misunderstanding me. He was like, this is a job function. Like, I'm not going to go hit on her.
Oh, he was in professional mode.
Okay.
But my point is, I didn't say hit on her. I said go, kindly introduce yourself, and bounce.
Yeah.
Like, just get your name in there.
Yeah.
That's all.
Like, let her know that you exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, but that, I guess that goes, you know, just running it back to, like, the dynamics of the relationship is you can have a professional relationship and... That's good too.
Definitely.
You know, relationships. And those take work also.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
they do.
The whole
and keeping
getting
the
to know
dynamics.
that person and figuring out, like, professional wise.
Ooh, you know what would be an interesting topic
is.
for next time?
What?
Have you guys ever had one of those professional, like, work relationships where you need to kind of reaffirm the boundaries because they can get a little sloppy sometimes?
Yes,
that's
definitely.
something that does, like, because that can stress you out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I don't know.
Well, it scares
from
me.
a guy's perspective because I'm sure it does happen to guys as well.
It definitely does.
Because you know, like, I'm not going to take that away, but like, especially like as a woman in like any
as a woman.
field,
oh yeah, I'm sure it's
any
different.
career, you know, whether it's like a high profile career or not.
Yeah.
You know, and so
happens to everywhere, anyone.
Oh yeah, and it's different. I think like if I'm right for girls, it's like. It could be embarrassing because the guy's all over you. It could make you seem like you'd be afraid that people would think it's like you're unprofessional or
Girls get fired. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, guys get fired for it too. That's why, like, I'm afraid of it for these reasons because girls, when they kind of push that boundary with you, since you're the guy, the assumption is it's your fault, and that's what I have to deal with.
And then if the guy is pressing and the girl says no.
Well, then it is the guy's fault.
Fired. Yeah. Like, you know, like if it's like the head guy and he's coming on to an intern or something, then, you know, and it's just like, whatever, you're disposable because you're an intern.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's messed up. That's wrong.
You know, so I guess, in the workplace, there's a lot of different
there's
things.
just different ways to handle different things because, you know, again, it's, you have to deal with that and I have to deal with the other half of that. Since that happens, guys, we're presumed the bad guy. So you really have to watch yourself.
Girls are more on... I think I'm automatically on guard when I meet somebody new, especially if it's a male.
I can see that happening.
Not thinking that I'm all that great, but just saying, like...
No, of course
because
not.
we're taught to just be careful
I understand
first and then fill out so that, you know, if you're safe, then you're safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then in the beginning,
you
I have to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's totally fair. So we're just about wrapping up, but let's give these guys some quick healthy 4th of July tips.
Yeah, so sunscreen.
Sunscreen,
definitely.
Sure, it's been so
no matter
hot.
what your skin complexion is, you should definitely wear sunscreen.
Yeah, hydrate.
Drink a lot of water. Oh, you know what I just
did you start?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to start a 30-day water challenge.
Okay.
So we're going to start that. But another idea that I just saw, because my nephew, he's very fair, and so he burns really, really easily. And so freezing in aloe vera gel
and ice cubes. Yes.
And rubbing that. A lot of people use aloe vera after a sunburn or after being outside for a long time. And a lot of times people will put it in the fridge so it's cool. Yeah. So then it's more soothing also.
Okay.
But another step up is to freeze it as little ice cubes and rub it.
Nice.
So that's one.
You know what sounds good? Put those ice cubes in a bath and just chill.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Right?
So we could do that. And then also definitely stay hydrated, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're drinking or whatever it is that you choose to do, drink more water.
Yeah, more water, for sure.
Because you're not going to realize.
And that goes for everything, even Gatorades.
Are.
The rule of thumb for Gatorade is for every Gatorade, drink 2 water.
Yeah, definitely just fill it up.
Oh, wow.
Your kids can sometimes, my niece oftentimes does get, she dehydrates quickly and she overheats. Like, she gets, on the verge of, heat stroke type things, situations. And so, she'll listen for signs that your kid, because they're going to be going, but every time she's outside for a very long time and we know that she's getting dehydrated, she'll start saying, "Oh, my head hurts," or "Oh, my she'll start complaining about her stomach.
Or you see those spots. You know?
Yeah, and with my niece, in her particular case, she actually will get so her body just freaks out so much that she'll actually throw up.
Oh my goodness!
And when it gets to that level, so all of us just know. Everyone in my family knows that when she starts complaining that she has a headache, we're like, no, sit down and start drinking water.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're getting to that point.
You have to kind of take over as the parent.
Yeah, careful
so
out
be
there.
Be careful of your kids.
Yeah, also your pets. Keep your pets
keep
safe.
your pets locked up. Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
when pets freak out over the sound of fireworks, they take off. Keep your pets inside.
Be
It's just
careful
one
with
night.
that. Yeah. Doing that, or if you're going to go out, just make sure that they're locked up.
Exactly.
And safe,
Yes.
And that they can't hear. Put a blanket over the crate or turn on the TV or something.
Don't drink and drive.
Yes, if you're going to be barbecuing, careful with cross-contamination of your meats.
Yes, and keep your potato salad in the house.
I don't like potato salad.
People will leave their food on the picnic bench all day, which I get it.
Heat,
but it's
it's
you're literally certain foods really just need to be in the house.
Okay.
Unless you're at a picnic, at a park, then a cooler, you can put it in a cooler.
See, that's fair. I've never thought of those, so that's a good one. Thanks for listening, guys. So, where can you find us?
Oh, you can find us at gsmcpodcast.com.
Exactly.
iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud.
All right. So I'm Mariano.
I'm Rosario.
And I'm Pauline.
And we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.